Hello, my name is Fiona Stanton from Fee's Papercraft. Today I'm going to do you a card. Well, it's kind of it's a card front. It's a card I did for a swap that I'm going to team meeting tomorrow night. So this is the card front I designed, and it's using the silver embossing paste, brushos and some die cutting. So I thought I'd show you how I made it. So first of all, we're going to put our clouds on. I've done it this way, although to be quite honest, you could do the brush and then put the clouds on over the top and you probably get a cleaner look with your clouds. So this is silver embossing paste. As people have said, it is slightly more liquidy than the other ones. I haven't had too much problems with it, but if you want to thicken it up, you could use the the regular embossing paste. I don't know whether that will take, how that affects the silver of it. But I don't mind it. I've used it on lots of things. I think it's a lovely paste. It's in the spring summer catalogue that's out now and will be until the beginning of June, end of May, beginning of June, when the new annual catalogue comes along. I would imagine it will still be in there, to be quite honest. There we go. Now obviously when you're using embossing paste, you need to wash your stencils and tools. These clouds come in the stencil pack in the annual catalogue. Let me just see what they're called. Nope, that says silicone craft mats. That's obviously not the packet it came into, but you'll find them in the annual catalogue at the back. Okay, so let me dump those over here. Put some water on those. Right. So then you need to let that dry. I generally let it dry overnight. I find that easier. The silver embossing paste I find does take a little longer to dry than the ordinary one. The shimmer one dries quite quickly. This one I tend to leave overnight. Depends how thick you put it on. So bearing that in mind, I do have one that I have done earlier, all in good Blue Peter style. Let me move that across, trying to avoid that silver. Actually, what I'll do, just going to turn my craft mat over, my stamping grid paper over. Right, so for this, what I did, I used a little bit of the green in the centre, then yellow and then blue on the outside. And this is just ordinary. This is, I've used the extra thick, or the thick Whisper White card. There we go, tap, tap, tap. I do like these brushos. All my videos have been with brushes recently, haven't they? And then a little bit of water. And we're just going to spritz that on. And leave that to dry. And again, I'd leave that to dry overnight. Sometimes what I do, once they've reasonably dried, I will leave them under something heavy so that they flatten a bit as well, so they come out nice and flat. Now that bit's done, we can compile the cards. So again, here's one I've done earlier. That's what it looks like when it's dry. You can brush some of the brusho off the silver clouds if you want to, but it's not really, I like it. It's up to you, it's up to what kind of style you're looking for. So what I did next, I got a butterfly, and what I did, remember what I've done with it, it's because it's black. It's Versamark ink. So what I do is I just go around, just tapping it onto the ink pad and get it covered. Just the edge of the wings, just put a little silver on the wings and then just tap it into the box, into the pot, into the silver. This is silver embossing. You can do this any of the embossing colours, whatever colour you want to use. Obviously you could split it if you want to, I mean tip it over, but I don't know, I don't miss. Anyway, here comes the noisy bit. you go. And that's all done. And you can see the silver on the edge of the wings. Put that to one side. Now, last thing I did was I created this honeycomb for the butterfly to sit on. And this is using one of these 3D folders. This is the honeycomb Hexagon's Dynamic Textured Impressions Embossing Folder. So what I do, and I did it on the Sizzix side. Yeah, I do it on the Sizzix side. I just tapped a little bit of yellow and a little bit of the orange. Not too much, I wanted it to mainly be yellow. Spritz with water. Okay. Put my card in, close the folder, and now I'm just going to quickly run it through the Big Shot. Now you could, I have done it where you don't run it through the Big Shot, you just press in the folder, and obviously you're going to get a much fainter definition. It's not going to be embossed, but you get the image. And there you go. And I think that's quite nice. Again, it will stain your folder. Just put it in for a wash. It won't stain it too much. Mine's not too badly stained. Now that's wet, and again I'm going to have to leave that to dry. So what I've done is I've got one I've done ready, and all I do is snip along the hexagon shape and just go up diagonally, and once you think you've got enough, go across a couple, just keeping along the outline of that embossed shape. That's why embossing folders like this are so useful. Cut into the design and use bits of it. You don't have to use it all. Snip that bit off. Snip that bit off. And there we go. And let me see. So here it is. Because it's a swap, we don't do full cards, just do the card front. So a little bit of Whisper White layered onto some black. Get some glue. And put this on. Line that up as best I can. I've got two backs there. That's the reason why it's looking a bit. There we go. Then the honeycomb down, again with a bit of glue. It may feel that it's not sticking straight away because of the silver embossing, but it will stick. Then the butterfly, where is it? Here it is. Just bend the wing slightly. Glue down the centre. Stick that on. And I've got some of the basic gems. So just I'll just put 3 of those on. I was feeling generous. Normally when I'm doing swaps I don't put things like this on. Too precious. Right, and one last thing. I stamped hello from the At Home With You stamp set in crushed curry onto Whisper White, and punched it out with a 3/4 inch hole punch. There's no point me telling you which colours from Stampin' Up will match the brushos, because it's all going to depend on the paper stock you're using, how much water you add, and all those sorts of things. It's all going to change what you do. Now what I do, so I've got a bit of silver thread there, so where should we stick it? We'll stick it here. So I put a mini dimensional down, I stick the thread on that, and then the hello over the top. And there we go, and that's our card front. Hope you like that. So how many have I got to make? So I've got a couple more to make, but here are the ones. They're all going to look different. You're never going to get one exactly the same, but I quite like that effect. I like the way the brusho and the embossing paste work together. I like the texture to it and the dimension it gives to it. Thank you very much. You've been watching Fiona Stanton from Fee's Paper Crafts. Thank you.